Hello, this is Tarregor. This video is a Twitch stream that was not edited, so it's going to look like a Twitch stream. Welcome to my vision of World of Warcraft Classic Plus. The design direction of my vision of Classic Plus is substantially different from that of retail WoW, Circus Shadowlands, and the private service Vanilla Plus and Turtle WoW. This is partially because it aims to fix Vanilla WoW's many problems first, flesh out politics already there second, and add new content third. This is part of my playlist of videos. Check this video's description for a link to the playlist. The document displayed is my vision of WoW Classic Plus, and the document's version number is 1.5.15. All versions of the document are based upon patch 1.12.2 of World of Warcraft, the one right before the Burning Crusade pre-patch. If you just want to know about the general design direction of my vision of WoW Classic Plus before you otherwise look into this, then watch the introduction video in this playlist, or review the document yourself and look at the list of major features. The link to the document is in my channel's About page. That, and I do not have a team of people, or however, working with me to make an actual private server at this. This is all pure design thus far, and they ain't done yet. Then on to the actual changes that concern World PvP in particular. There shall be no more honor, nor honorless target buff. This applies to both World PvP and Battlegrounds. For more information, see a different video that I've yet to record about the new PvP ranking system that I'm going to make. It's basically going to be rated Battlegrounds, except completing the objectives in Battlegrounds actually matters. The back door to Orgrimmar was never carved out of the rock. Air taxis will fly through the front entrance. Thunderbluff's back elevators will be removed, and the bottom half of the entrance to the undercity sewers will be walled off. Except for a thin slit at the bottom for sewage, which is too small for players to get beneath. Air taxis can fly over the wall. Even when they're air taxis cannot fly over the wall, and double shrunken gnomes will be prevented. Shrunken players will be prevented by an invisible wall from going through that said slit. I just thought of that. These changes will be made so that, concerning the rating of capital cities, World PvP is more balanced. Note that Sorfang can be skipped anyway. All civilian non-player characters will be immune to all area of effects attack from player characters and their minions, even while aggroed, like totems are. This is to make it harder to accidentally get dishonorable kills, especially in raids. You may no longer initiate a duel without a dueling standard in your inventory. A dueling standard is a white item that can be bought from general goods vendors and has a base vendor price of 10 copper, and it is not a consumable and will not bind to your character. So it is neither BOE nor BOP. Neither of those. In order to initiate a duel, you have a dueling standard in your inventory. Simply click a nearby player and type /duel, or right-click a nearby player and select it from the drop-down menu, the duel button. Other players do not need to have a dueling standard on other person to be dueled. This is being done to add a bit of immersion to the game. The flag does not magically appear out of nowhere anymore. Won't appear out of nowhere anymore. I will add a vendor that sells dueling standards to every level 1 through 5 subzone that lacks a general supplies vendor. So, for example, the Valia Trials. Yeah, like places like the Valia Trials. I can't think of any. The name of the human starting zone eludes me. I know it's in Elwyn Forest, I just forget what it's called. It's not Goldshire. Anyway, you will be allowed to duel players of the opposing faction. However, there will not be anything stopping anyone from killing the winner or loser after the duel ends. That and neutral guards will not interfere with cross-faction duels, but alliance/horde guards will. An interface option will be added that blocks dueling initiations from players of your faction, and another will be added that blocks dueling initiations from players of the opposing faction. These will be turned off by default. When enabled, these interface options will prevent the relevant people from initiating a duel with you, but it will not prevent you from initiating a duel with them, provided that they don't have the same interface option enabled. An experience locking NPC will be added to Stormwind City, Ironforge, Darnassus, Orgrimmar, Thunderbluff, and the Undercity. This non-player character will, if he so choose, lock your experience for a small fee of 10 silver, which will prevent you from getting experience until you talk to the NPC to unlock your XP again for free. These services will not be offered to level 60 characters, of course. The act of locking your experience will kick you out of every Battleground K that you're in when it gets locked, and the act of unlocking your experience will kick you out of all Battleground Ks that you're in at the time, in case you manage to be in one anyway, and prevent you from K'ing for every Battleground until you level up. No display duration on the debuff, by the way. With this debuff being undispellable, this debuff shall be undispellable, persist through death and logouts and server resets. The hidden debuff incurred by unlocking your XP. Players with their XP locked will be put in different Battleground Ks than everyone else's, of course. All players will get experience points, a tiny amount, upon killing another player, equal to 1/10 of what they would normally gain if they kill a non-elite non-player character of the enemy player's level, which is an intentionally small amount of experience, such that it is not enough for people who just want to hit level 60 to decide to K for non-60 battlegrounds for the sake of leveling up, which means that only people who actually like PvP will do non-60 battlegrounds, and that people who hate PvE can do PvP instead to level up once they hit level 10. Design note, making new characters wait till level 10 will ensure that new players will hopefully have at least a very basic grasp over the game, very basic, before they K for battlegrounds. And a questionable change, I'm not so sure about this one. Guard Thomas, Guard Brian, Guard Parker, Guard Burton, and Guard Howe will not be civilians. Their being guards will take precedence over their being quest givers. These are quest givers in Red Ridge Mountain, I'm pretty sure. Off the top of my head. Alright, that's all I got for World PvP changes. Next video will be on General Battleground changes. Thanks for watching.